Welcome to
anyway,
welcome to the best of the worst.
Welcome to
Yay!
Welcome to Half in the Bag.
Half in the Bag, Five Nights at Freddy's Movie.
We all got to watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yep.
Consensus?
Amazing. I would say 9 out of 10.
As a film, it's like a 7, 7.5. As a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, for a first attempt, I feel like it could have been better, but in terms of getting the stuff right to make the fans feel like that they were actually being heard and paid attention to, they did a pretty good job.
I think the movie could have benefited by being like half an hour longer, but like, I get, you know, constrictions and stuff like that, but they had almost everything I wanted in it, and as a major FNAF fan myself, it was amazing. I know some people were confused because they had a lot of lore in the books, like where the scene where Abby was hiding from Foxy. That was a reference to the Silver Eyes, as well as when William Afton
When you're already going into spoilers.
Well, okay, well, we're gonna preface this with spoilers then.
We should have prefaced this with spoilers.
Oh, but just put a big red fucking box on the screen that says we're gonna talk about the FNAF movie, dickhead.
Oh, right, that's true. Okay, yeah, I'll do that in post.
Anyway, but yeah, that was like a lot of references are to the books, and I have not read the books. I only read the first one because it's hard to read because ADHD. But I listened to like Daco talk about like the Fazbear Frights book and Silver Eyes, and I picked those up. I didn't say it when we were at the movie theater, Sam, but I was very excited. So
I did notice that scene with Foxy, and I was like, oh my god, no way they just replicated the like opening like bit from the Silver Eyes. It's like I didn't expect that.
The thing is about the Silver Eyes as a book is that the Silver Eyes almost seemed like ideas or things that Scott wanted the audience to understand, that he wanted to spell out, that weren't in the books, so that way if he brought them in, they were already familiar concepts to people who were already fans. And because a lot of the stuff that was in there, it certainly got a lot of stuff right, but there was a fair amount of fan service, not obtrusive fan service. I mean, we got to see freaking Sparky the dog. I want to see the guy who made that reaction if he's sitting in the theater and just basically spat out his popcorn and be like, huh? What? That's my thing. I made a hoax in 2014 and now it's in the movie. But I feel like the movie got everything right except for the horror, because it wasn't scary.
Oh yeah, no, this movie was not scary at all.
No.
I have a sister who not only dislikes movies because she has an admittedly a short attention span, and also is a bit of a scaredy cat, like most people. And they were wondering, could I watch this movie? After watching this movie, I think that the PG-13 rating is overselling it. William Afton obviously gets perforated in his, like, bowel. And there are, indeed, dead children and people with their faces mangled up. I was surprised to see that.
Max gets snapped in half.
I was shocked. I, literally, exclaimed loud, holy.
Yeah, I pointed at the screen, I'm like, holy shit.
That was a really cool
The Bite of 87.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving that the golden chainsaw.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but cool.
Dalton the Shady for Lameness kill goes to the dude who just got bashed in the back room by Bonnie, and we didn't get to see him.
Yeah, so I think we should probably break down the plot. Yeah. Oh god, my phone alarm's going off. I already called my dermatologist.
I liked it when he was in the supply closet. Immediately, I'm just like, it's dark behind him. Bonnie's gonna be there. I'm like, oh, hello, Bunny.
Yeah, Chica's in the kitchen. Bonnie's in the supply closet.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice Chica through the fan, walking by? I did.
That was a pretty cool.
I didn't notice that. Can we talk about the layout of the FNAF location in this?
I think we should actually break down the plot first.
Okay.
So that way we have everything
Okay. Let me do a quick plot synopsis here. I've got the most ADHD meds in my system right now, I think.
I have a decent amount of meds.
Okay, well.
I took mine last night. They would have kicked in by now. So.
Okay, so the plot follows Mike Schmitz, who's a down on his luck guy who's just trying to make enough money to support his baby sister after their mom passed away and their dad became absentee. He works as a security guard in a mall and then punches someone who he thinks is like a child abductor. And then he gets back on like job counseling. And William Afton, under a fake name, realizes who he is and tries to put him in a job at his old pizzeria so he can kill him, so he doesn't find out anything that happens to his brother. Because back when they were children, William Afton abducted his brother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he was like, oh, he's gonna try to find something out. I just think he wanted to basically be like, oh, there's a straggler. I'm gonna get the straggler for like nothing but sick perversion, probably.
Yeah, he clearly sees Freddy. He clearly sees Freddy's as a trophy, because that's a common thing with serial killers. Adako just talked about it in one of his most recent videos. Because he literally says, like, you know, the owner is sentimental, and I wonder, like, does Henry exist here?
Possibly.
It says owner, not owners. Yeah, so I definitely, it's just kind of that, and I'm pretty sure he's just like, oh, I can get both of them. And also probably, you know, so he can get rid of Mike just in case.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. So
yeah,
during the beginnings of this movie, we find out that Mike is trying to force a specific dream upon himself every night, so he can, through the concepts in dream theory, where you can access like forgotten memories through like specific stimuli, try to find out who actually took his brother. And as he takes this job, he starts doing those routines on the job. So he takes lorazepam, he listens to nature sounds, he has a picture of Visit Nebraska. Yeah, fucking Nebraska.
Nebraska, yeah.
All the worst things happened in Nebraska.
But,
and during that, his dreams get invaded by the dead children of the victims of William Afton. And every night he gets bits and pieces more, and he thinks like, these kids maybe can help me. And the aunt of both Michael and his little sister, Abby, is trying to get back custody because Mike just punched out someone's dad in the middle of a mall. So she's like,
also a total Karen.
Oh yeah, no, I want to beat the shit out of her for every second she was on screen.
Same. Like, she obviously just wants the money, because, like, Mike mentioned it.
Yeah, she even straight up says that, he even straight up says that she just wants the money from the government that she had him. And Abby straight up says, I don't like her, she's mean.
She smells like cigarettes.
She smells like cigarettes, yeah. But,
Okay.
And then, I believe after that, he doesn't get any other jobs, and then he realizes, this is my only shot, so then he just has his babysitter, Max, who turns out to be completely set up by the aunt, in a scene where Matt Pat shows up and says it's just a theory, because of course he does.
They put him in the movie, and they didn't put Markiplier in the movie.
Markiplier couldn't do it, he was filming Iron Lung at the time. He was supposed to be the security guard at the beginning of the film. He was supposed to be the guy that
he also would have been phone guy.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, if you I learned this from Dako's video, so if you pay attention, it says Ness on his name tag. Actually, sorry, this is from Matt Pat's video. And then he thought it was like a reference to Vanessa and Ness, which is short for Vanessa from
Scott
The Help
Cawthon was
Wanted.
just memeing.
Yeah, he showed up to set in a classic Zelda shirt, and he straight up told him, no, this is a reference to your Sans Ness theory, and apparently Scott looked so proud of himself.
He probably had like a shit-eating grin on his face or something.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Toby Fox and I'd like to see Toby Fox and Scott Cawthon meet, and they are like the two most like volatile fan bases on the planet.
Oh, they said that they're fan of each other's work before.
Form the worst thing possible.
Oh yeah, no.
Apparently, Scott listens to Death by Glamour constantly.
Oh, fucking A. Let's go. So back to the quick plot synopsis. Yes, you are right. He does keep going to the job. He picks up more and more with every new dream because he's like trying to manipulate his dream. That part was a bit weird, I will admit. It didn't bother me, but I was like, okay. The original premise of FNAF, of the robots being haunted by dead children, did not need any more elaboration. I could just believe that. It did not need the guise of Remnant. It did not need all that guise of like all this other shit. I just like, if a robot's haunted, it's like, I can believe that. Like, come on, I'm already playing a video game.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me at all with like the shit of him like accessing parts of his dream, because that's also like shit based in semi-reality. Like some people do believe that, and there's
So something I noticed, I'll try to put some images on screen if I can find them, but some of the kids, I think particularly Freddy and Foxy, their faces start to get kind of washed out and look almost like Slender Man, because the kids are clearly losing their identity and can't remember like who they are, and they're probably forgetting like anything else than besides they're just kids, and probably only like, you know, kind of fusing with the animatronics, and only remembering that they're that, because they don't even remember that, you know, William killed them. They just think, Yellow Rabbit, my best friend.
That part
That's
was
a cool
probably
detail.
that
Yeah,
was
I
a
didn't
cool
notice that.
detail, but the biggest
was.
part, yeah, you're right. So the climax of the movie is they draw a new picture because they are visual learners and they need to be told that.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's just like, oh, it's like kids who have different learning needs. Like people like me, like I'm a visual learner. Like I'm just imagining me being one of the kids and being like, oh, he's the one that killed me. All right, I'm gonna put you in a box forever.
I'm an
I'll bury
auditory
you in a
learner,
lunchbox.
so if like someone wrote it out in a paragraph of he's the killer, I won't know. Someone just says it out loud, I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah,
No.
I just find that really funny.
But ghosts mostly would like communicate either through electrical signaling, because stuff like that, and also can just react to basic stimuli. They can only signal for stuff, they can't really understand things.
Yeah.
Words. Like, okay, so like if you were an incorporeal spirit, you could still like interact with the world around you. You would still know what a person is, but you wouldn't know what a word was. But if you saw a drawing of like people, you could like say like, yes, this is what I mean. Or,
Yeah.
this is what I understand. So that part made the most enough amount of sense for me to think that's okay. So Abby starts like getting along with the animatronics because she has like clairvoyance or something, or they know that she doesn't mean any harm.
I mean, I believe in ghosts. I don't know if you guys, but I do. And you're most likely people to see ghosts are those who are like less like, they don't exist, you know, kind of stuck in their ways of I don't think ghosts exist. People are more open to it, like people are gonna die soon, older people or children. So that's why you hear a lot of ghost stories from kids, because they're like, you know, if they see something and they're not gonna logic it away, they're gonna be like, there's Slender Man in my corner, I don't know, and believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a lot of basis on that as well. The
Yeah.
plot is like very thin at this point.
Yeah.
By this point, like I was checking my phone during the whole thing. Because I knew it started at 4:40, and I knew it was an hour 50, so I was counting the times in between each of the acts, like every 40 minutes, to think like, okay, we're in the last 40 minutes, something's gotta happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically towards the end of the film, the major part is that after basically Max, the babysitter, can't find anything on Mike, we already kind of talked about this, but basically they go to the Freddy Fazbear's place to bust it up during the day to make it look like Mike do it. And then the animatronics come out, and some of them get bit in half, some of them get stuffed in a suit. It's all really, really cool, but it doesn't come off as scary. It's almost a little silly to me.
Honestly,
the kills are really, really cool,
yeah.
and the references, like Bonnie being in the broom closet, were like awesome, but it doesn't feel like super intimidating. And then, because of the fact that Abby has to come with him, because Max is dead, she ends up starting making friends with the animatronics, and the scene where he comes out and they all stand around and turn around looks like something I'd seen in a 2014 Gary's Mod video.
Oh yeah, no, I thought it was endearingly goofy of how they of how they looked and moved, you know, because at that point it's like when their eyes are like glowy orange and like evil, it feels like a horror movie. But when they're not and just like moving around all like stupid and like shittily,
Goofy.
It makes it feel like I'm back in the mall again, and this is the like the Bear Orchestra that got Chris Chan to change his name.
Yeah. I want to talk about something real quick. So about like the kills, I really like how all of them were done, especially Bonnie and Freddy. However, for Foxy, I wanted him to sprint down the hallway. However, it's not feasible so the suits for Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, there's people in the suits, and the heads are all robotically controlled. It's like Disney, you know, like the stage show at Magic Kingdom. Sam knows what I'm talking about, where the mouths blink and they open. It's remotely controlled. However, if there's people in the suits, Foxy, he's too thin. You know, you'd see someone's inside, you have to see through. Thin body. And I saw in Dako's behind the scenes video, one part where he's on the floor, and I think they called it like a crane or something.
It's a crane, yeah.
It's basically just sticking right out of his butt. So, like, feasibly, you know, they gotta be careful because it's all robotically controlled. So, feasibly, he cannot sprint down the hallway. However, I would like to see that, but when it turns black and he does the FNAF jump scare and his jaw's moving, honestly, that was more funny than scary, and I just wish they did it differently. However, I understand technical difficulties. Yeah, also I just wanted to explain how the suits work because some people were confused, but no, people are in them. For Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, heads are remotely controlled.
Wait, there was people inside the FNAF suits? Oh no, oh no,
oh yeah,
oh no.
Yeah. oh no.
But after this point, something I think we forgot to mention is the cop, Vanessa, who turns out to be William Afton's daughter.
I was shocked at that revelation because I was thinking...
I love the face where she's looking, and she looks so sad.
It's kind of meme-worthy, but basically she's this cop, she's talking to Mike, she's doing all this other stuff, and at some point she shows up at the restaurant while Abby is there, and they end up... With the animatronics, they make, like, table forts?
Oh yeah, no, they
They're
make
all,
really
like, lying underneath with, like, blankets, and I'm just like, this is cute, but also, where's my scary sequence where he realizes that the animatronics move around, and, you know, they try to kill him? I feel like it would have been more effective for the reveal of Abby being friends with them if there was a sequence the night before where, let's just say, he ends up getting his pills thrown away a day early because Vanessa throws away his sleeping meds, which is
that costed
also
money. I was so mad at that.
It's like, that costs money. Insurance companies are not friendly, and and it's just like, it could have been really cool because of the fact he doesn't have his sleep meds, he can't go to sleep, and then he notices the animatronics are moving, they're trying to get him, and you basically have like a 10-minute sequence of basically what like a night would be when you're playing one of the games, and then the next night he has to bring Abby, and he's paranoid as all get out, and then he sees them, and then it realizes they're friendly. That would have been so much more effective if you just had that 10-minute sequence, because you don't get that.
Yeah.
You don't get that, but what you do get is you get all that moment condensed down into like maybe 1 minute of him seeing them, and then Abby saying like, no, he's my friend, and then them just like, it was just like, okay, I'm friends now. But that's like, that works in the favor of like the premise of how they work, of they're very visual.
Yeah.
It's just like they either need to hear or see something directly, they can't really read and like pick up on something.
Yeah.
If it's someone they trust and they say, yes, this, then they'll believe it, which also ties into how they work for William Afton's bidding. It's because they see him as, quote, friend because of the drawing on the wall. So they'll listen to him.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how abrupt his intro was?
Yeah, that was easily the best part of the entire movie.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean like that. No, that scene when he shows up is really good, but I mean of just like, he shows up and there's very little to like, I don't want to say there's very little to set it up. There's quite a bit there from the very beginning of the movie, but I mean, he's just there now. Like, how did that happen? Like, how would
I wonder if he telepathically can communicate. I don't know. Maybe something with the suit. I would like that to be explained.
I think that Vanessa was telling him stuff, maybe, because it looked like that she had one job, 2 jobs actually, and
I love that joke.
I love that joke.
That joke is funny. And I don't know, maybe that, but it looked like that she was kind of holding her end of the deal. And basically, it gets to a point where the animatronics are really being friendly with Abby, and one of them accidentally hurts her. And then, jumping back to the synopsis, and basically the ghosts want her to become one of them, so they want to put her in a suit and make her basically be robot playtime forever. And Mike is like, no.
Well, actually, no. You missed the part where he wants his his idyllic family back in his dreams. So he wants to re-experience the family that he lost when his brother went missing, because his whole family basically broke apart when he got abducted, and he wants that. And they're like, you can have this. You can have this, and he agrees to it, but then he has to walk it back because then he's realizing this is a really bad idea. I'm giving up something that's very real for something that I'm just trying to relive in my mind, and he's known that that's basically addiction of trying to think of I need to break that.
Yeah, and basically at that point, Golden Freddy shows up to the house and knocks out the aunt, and then
I'm pretty sure she's dead.
I think is she dead?
No, I think she's dead.
I don't know. I saw her, my brain thought Family Guy death pose. I saw her but at first I was confused and I asked Sam, but it was just because it was dark. However, if you check the Golden Freddy suit in FNAF 2, it's the exact same color. People kept complaining on Twitter. It's it's inaccurate.
That was so long ago, and it people didn't realize that gold is can be dirty a little bit.
Colored.
Yeah.
As an artist, I can tell you, gold is not just yellow.
And people need to remember that the FNAF 1 Golden Freddy suit, it was hue shifted to just be yellow. It was just a render.
He's called Yellow Bear in the files.
Yeah, it was just a yellow bear. It wasn't Golden Freddy. It was just yellow.
Well, yeah, but then think about Golden Freddy. Think about Golden Freddy in FNAF 2, though. He looks like that color, though.
Kinda, yeah. It's a darker yellow for sure. But
yeah, that's because when he realized this is a real thing that needs to happen. I liked that.
Confused.
There was one bit where they're having their heroic final stand where they've got tasers and cattle prods to disable them, and there's that one where they got that one bit where there's the kid that represents Foxy, and he walks back into the shadows, and then Foxy walks back in from the shadows.
Oh, I love
that was a pretty cool shot. I liked that a lot.
Saying it's a cool shot feels kind of silly because it wasn't that cool, but in this movie that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, should we talk about William Afton now?
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk about William Afton.
Climax of the movie.
I love him. The character, I'm not...
You can't fix him.
I'm not going to. I just think he's cool. I'll pop up on screen. If I like something, I'm gonna draw this. I made this the day after the movie came out. It's a
very good drawing. It's very, very good.
Yes.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible drawing.
They're gonna have to do that, or you know what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to it's gonna have to be picking through the remnants of this. It's gonna be a Five Nights at Freddy's adjacent thing, kind of Spiral from the Book of Saw, not being a Saw movie, but also a Saw movie about the events that happened. Because Freddy's is destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddy's gets burned down.
Not burned down, but it's the roof of the main area caves in.
Yeah. And
They put Michael Afton. I keep calling him Michael. He's not Mike. Father.
Michael,
it's me.
don't leave me here.
Don't leave me here.
It's William. They put him in the back. That's how the movie ends. It's a very cold ending of just he's in the back. He points at Ghost of Kid. He's literally twitching in the background, a bit overacted.
I love that. That was
such a cool thing. It would have been way cooler if the lights shut off and you can see the light eyes glowing. You could still see him a little bit twitching. That was really unsettling.
I wish he was in the exact pose from the FNAF 3 trailer.
Oh, same. Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. The Springtrap suit, I was a little bit confused as to why it looked the way it did, and then I realized, oh wait, he hasn't died yet.
That's Spring Bonnie.
That's Spring Bonnie, not Springtrap. So the costume looking the way it did, because we've never really seen an official version of clean Spring Bonnie. At least I don't
haven't.
We've seen drawings of it in Security Breach on the posters, and we've seen the 8-bit minigame stuff, but never the full suit.
An actual full suit, which is why it was so jarring, because I was just huh? Is that Springtrap? Why doesn't he look dead? Well, he's not dead yet. Well, now he is.
He is not full of mold yet. Should we talk about the
being
set
kept
design
alive
now?
by Cordis. The FNAF 1 location is nonsensical for the layout of the office. There are 2 giant security doors on either side of this with windows looking in. This is not a proper way to lay out anything. You wouldn't actually make a room like this in real life ever. So them doing just one singular door was realistic enough, but it was a bit confusing. The room was too big.
Yeah.
there was too much shit just like in the background, and it's like I don't get all the utility of this space. There's a mirror in the background that had "It's me" written in the dust after its
That was
spooky
cool.
moment number 4. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But the back hallways of this, like that actually would probably be in like the maintenance areas of a pizzeria. It reminded me of Saw.
Yeah. I think there's something about the security office that we're not considering. There were lockers back there. It was probably more than just a security office. It was probably a security office plus maybe pseudo break room too. This probably would make sense why it was so big, because you could see that there was like a table in the middle of the room that was sitting there normally. And it was probably served as like the break room as well as lockers for like employees working there. So it was probably a multiple thing, because keep in mind, restaurants, and because I've worked in places like this where you have a break room that's basically part of the office, and because literally when I worked at my job, the back break room had an office in it. That was literally cordoned off. So that it was probably a break room as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the most recent job I had, I'm not going to expose where I worked, but we had a whole thing of lockers, we had a break room, fridge. It was like a little living space.
Yeah, no,
No
that makes a bit more sense now. Like, I like that it's a more realistic location, but and I'm not gonna complain of like, oh, this didn't feel like the game. It's like I'm watching a movie about a game that's like older than most people, and I'm not going to complain about there wasn't 2 giant security doors.
Security doors, yeah.
That were like hydraulically.
Yeah.
I forget. Was the how do you say the Toreador March?
Toreador March.
Toreador March thing.
Toreador March. Maybe it was in there at some point. I didn't catch it.
I didn't either. I think it might have been I think it was like part of one of the musical motif themes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I need to talk about this right now. So I sat through the entirety of the movie. I sat through the entirety of the credits.
So did we.
So did you notice like the music box music?
Yes. Okay.
It said "Come find me."
Oh, that's what it said?
That's what it said.
Yeah.
It said "Come find me," and it was playing the Puppets theme. And I think that the younger brother of Michael who died is going to be the puppet, because
Garrett.
Think about it. It's like it's the first victim, the person who was killed by Midnight Motorist. We don't really know who that was, but at least in terms of the games, it might have been. I don't know who is who. I know that the girl who ends up getting locked outside ends up dying and becoming the puppet, but we don't see a character to fill that role. I think it's going to be Garrett.
I know the answer. I know the answer. It's killing me. So the girl who got murdered outside the pizzeria, that is Charlie Emily, who is Henry Emily's daughter. Henry Emily, who is William Afton's business partner for the games, and basically she is possessing the puppet. And we also see her get murdered outside from the security puppet minigame in FNAF 6.
So that's getting into the games. Is like we got it's so weird talking about FNAF and having to say we need to not care about the games right now, because this is like there is very little about the games here. I want to talk about something that I've known about for a long time, which was Jim Henson's creature creation lab stuff. Working on this, that was incredible. The practical effects for all of this was incredible.
Perfect.
The only times I could even sense that they were using any sort of digital touch up for things was the cupcake, and that was the most justifiable for it.
Yeah.
Because this thing was basically have to moving on either fishing. Yeah, they were basically had to move on fishing wire if they wanted to make it all practical.
Which it seems like they obviously did, because there are certain shots where you can tell that it moving is CGI, and certain shots where you can tell when it's moving it is practical. So it seems like they did a mix of both.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the actual dining area was extremely well done. A couple of things. There is some actual FNAF merch. So the badge that Vanessa gives Mike, that's the Sanchi. So they made really good FNAF plushes. I don't know if they still do. I think they do. So that was that badge, and I recognized it. There are some Hex plushies. So there's Toy Freddy in the crane. There is Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica in the prize area, and that was a collaboration with Daco and FNAF. So Hex, his brand comic thing. I haven't read it yet. I don't know. Okay. And there is Halloween masks next to the prize counter. Just little stuff of if you really know FNAF as much as I do, because I'm obsessed with it, you would recognize. And that made me very excited. But the whole vibe, it feels like a real restaurant, like a Chuck E. Cheese, and
It feels like a lived-in place. It doesn't feel like just a movie set.
Okay, there was a little
details in the animatronics.
I was gonna just say that. Yeah, no, the stained glass like dividers on the booth, like that made it feel real to me because it reminded me of like a. I think I went to I've been out to eat a lot, and recently I got to like sit in a booth, so I had a very like recent experience of what it actually felt like to sit in an area that actually was meant to be themed for something. So, and it's like, yeah, this felt real. Like the little stained glass bit was a hella nice touch. And I really want to see where this movie series goes next. Are we going to get a prequel? Are we going to jump forward a bit?
Well, they did say it was going to be a sequel, not a prequel.
Yeah.
I
want toy animatronics. I want Mangle.
I feel like the way this is getting set up, they're gonna maybe go. I think they're gonna try to tell the overall story, but I don't think they're gonna go as hog wild in the games. I don't think they're ever gonna bring up the concept of Remnant or anything else like that for these movies. I think that was a bit goofy, even for me. My favorite storyline is the first 3 games, and then it ends, because it's the most simple. It's kind of the most creepy, because once you get into the Remnant, weird ghost animatronic, blah blah blah, ghost metal possession garbage, not even that it's garbage, it's just that it gets too big for itself. And even Security Breach, which I thought was just going to be a continuity reset, turns out to be just a direct sequel. It just got goofy. It gets weird. It takes away from the horror, because once you're realizing it's not just scary animatronics, it's ghost metal that's actually liquid and has this weird magical properties, it's just like, well, that's kind of stupid.
That kind of started in Sister Location, where it got very sci-fi. I do like how Security Breach is, though, because again, I'm a coward. I can't handle horror. I can handle Security Breach mostly. It's my top 3 games are FNAF 2, Security Breach, and then FNAF 1. I know that's controversial. I don't care. I'm a coward. I like my shiny animatronics.
Okay, yeah, no, that's going back to, like, I didn't need to be sold on anything else of how these animatronics were possessed. I didn't need to be sold all the way back from FNAF 1 to 4. I didn't need Remnant. I could believe...
justification.
I didn't need it. I didn't need to know how the sausage was made. I didn't.
Exactly.
Nobody did.
You know how the sausage was made? Is that what you said?
Yeah. That's the saying of like how something was made. Of like you don't want to know because making sausages is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like that we're either gonna get a sequel or we're gonna get a prequel. Personally, I'm hoping we get a prequel set in the restaurant in like the 80s.
I want it to be like a drama where it's like between Henry and William, where it's like he's trying to run the restaurant, like pay bills, pay for marketing. You know, he's like working like we get like a Avengers level like foreshadowing through it, where he's like building, he's like welding apart, and he's got his like goggles on. I'm just like, "Hey, what's going on here, Henry?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just working on this," and he's like making like Foxy or something, but he's like all pristine. And then but then spaced in between that, you have like 5 little tense suspenseful horror moments where they lure them to the back in different ways.
Yeah, either that or you follow a security guard who's actually working at the restaurant in the 80s, and Henry and William are just side characters, and you get to like the first half of the movie and then the last half of the movie. Like the first half of the movie ends with the murder is actually happening, and the last half is the aftermath of it, and you're trying to figure everything out, and then that leads into the first movie.
I wanted this whole movie to be like that exactly. I want it to take place in the restaurant during operations, where it's like they're trying to come to like grips with these children are going missing. We're having financial troubles. What the fuck's going on, William? What's happening?
It's not happening all at once. It's happening over time. And
yeah, it's like the suits get moved like 4 times. What are you doing, William?
And then as the murders happen, the animatronics start acting weirder and weirder, to the point where you end up getting that aforementioned sequence of, I just want the sequence of the security guard getting terrorized. That's all I want.
I want the bite!
Yeah.
I want the bite, too. The bite of 87 has been completely forgotten. It's been basically replaced by the bite of 83. It's a complete afterthought now.
People actually like to call it the chomp.
I don't care.
I want to talk about something real quick. I love the beginning. I don't know who made this, where it's like the Atari style gameplay. I love that we get to see William actually lure the kids.
Oh yeah, no,
That
that's
was
really,
great.
really cool.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
actually get to see him be a fucking child murderer instead of just a guy who we're told is the child murderer.
Yeah, like, I would have to say that this film, as an adaptation of source material, because what this film is to me, because I wanted to go to film school, it didn't happen. I've taken like 6
I didn't
different
know you
film
wanted to
classes.
do that.
I wanted to go to film school. I wanted to go to my university's
Cool.
film school. They have a
Uh-huh.
good film school. And I wanted to make movies, and I have a very large passion for cinematography and movies and theming and storytelling and stuff like that. Like, this is just kind of the way I've been for years about this sort of
Mhm.
stuff. And I've taken like 6 or 7 different film classes. I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm the big fan of like film and thematic stuff and blah blah blah. This film, as an adaptation of video game source material, compared to everything else that I've seen, this film does source material in some of the best ways that I've seen, because it doesn't try to change it at all. It
Yeah.
doesn't change it at its core. It just changes what happens and removes elements and replaces it with others that still feel like that they fit. It's not like the Halo show, where instead of having Master Chief, you have Jimmy Rings having sex with the enemy. Because
Jimmy Rings.
Excuse
Jimmy
me,
Rings, he does
what?
not deserve the John Halo meme name that is Jimmy fucking Rings. I hate it. Kill it.
What?
Halo show is really bad. Just
Okay,
Okay.
His name is not Jimmy Rings, but it's like saying like he's not John Halo. He's like Jimmy Rings instead. He's like
yeah, he's not the real Master Chief. He's just some crappy copy. But it's just like, it's like, as an adaptation of source material, the people behind it understood it. They cared about it, and even if they weren't fans, they wanted to do this right, and they did.
Yeah.
Was it scary? No, not at all. And I feel like that's a portion that needs to be a part of it, because in order to capture that original feel, you need to take some of that Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Hell, in my opinion, you need to take some of that FNAF VHS psychological horror and try to shove that into the movie some way, somehow, which it looks like that they did, because the VHS tapes were flickering and being spooky, which is a direct reference that I really, really liked.
FNAF is a series that I followed ever since it like started. I played the shit on my dumpy ass little iPod Touch. I played it on my friend's Samsung like tablet that I would like pester them to like say, hey, could I play that a bit, because I was autistic and
I played that shit on a Kindle Fire tablet.
Yeah,
Oh, that-
same here.
That's fire, but that's
Ha! Ha! He said it! He said it!
well, okay, I eat a dick. So what I really liked about this is that I could watch it and I could say confidently that this was a FNAF movie. It wasn't anything else.
Same.
It was a
It was
FNAF movie.
recognizably the product it was trying to be. It wasn't trying to make it for mass audiences. It wasn't trying to lure in a new audience. It was there for fans, and because of the fact that it's made, I don't know, over $100 million at the box office. I
Over
think, at this point.
150 million already.
It's made $350 million?
150.
150? Oh my god! I thought you said 350.
No, this is Blumhouse's biggest like thing.
This is yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
very excited to see where this will go, because like that box office things alone would be enough for a sequel, but signing Matthew Lillard for 3 movies already is like, okay.
Yeah.
I want to quickly. Oh, sorry. I want to talk about the theater experience.
Do you
Can
want
I
to
talk about that?
Do you want to talk about the fight?
No.
Oh no!
There was no fights.
Just Salmon's eyes. So basically we were dumb. I thought it was at 1. It started at 1:45, but we got our snacks and everything. I got a pizza box, and like the movie theater wasn't too packed. Just kind of everyone sat in the middle back where we were.
But it was
And
like
the
all Hot
funniest
Topic
part-
kids. It was like so
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, the funny thing was, so I have a Foxy shirt. I'm fine showing my face. Here is the picture. It'll be on screen. So this shirt, it still fit me from 7th grade because it was a unisex size. And we were gonna get snacks. and one of the guys behind the counter saw my Foxy shirt and he started going and just looked at me.
I was so
That's
confused as to
really
why he
funny.
did that, because I was just like,
No, that's why, because I had a Foxy
Freddy's
shirt.
mating call? Like, what is this shit?
No, because I had a Foxy shirt on, and he looked at it, and they looked at my face.
Okay, well that makes sense. All right.
Morgan, like why? Not Morgan. Sam, like why wouldn't anyone else do it? It's like that's the funny.
I didn't realize she was wearing the Foxy shirt at all.
I literally sent you a picture before we went to the movies, idiot.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You don't check your messages, idiot.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
Wow.
But
okay.
anyway, yeah. So theater experience was good. Also, I'm glad people were People were respectful. Also, Balloon Boy jump scares. They got me every single time, including a door creak, which made me audibly yelp.
I fucking hate Balloon Boy. I hate Balloon Boy. I hate Balloon Boy. I hate the fact that they jump scared me 3 fucking times. The first time actually got me, and I was just like, oh, fuck you.
What I
hate you.
What I really liked, and what is rarely brought up a lot, just in the grand scheme of FNAF, is Foxy's like little humming thing. That the fact that
I love that. That was so good.
Yeah, because
that was really cool.
That was good because nobody talks about that. Of like that's a thing that was in the first game and nothing else. Stop playing with your keys.
Sorry.
But they put that in and it was like very audible and it was like very like purposeful and it's just like dum 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 dum.
But it was
yeah.
All the movie was great. I thought like there was some parts that needed. I wanted to say that this movie wasn't half baked, but it wasn't half spirited. There definitely was a lot of spirit into it. I guess I'm thinking these things because it wasn't exactly one-to-one with the game, and that's like tainted my view on it, even though I know that it wasn't intending to be that at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But what I'm very excited to see is where it will go. I'm very excited to. I'm gonna rewatch it again. That's a no-brainer.
I'm going to rewatch it. Yeah. But yeah, so we all enjoyed the movie. It's made a FNAF hyperfixation for me again, and it has not left. It's just chronic and has been since I was 10 years old. Should we end this now?
Yeah, let's close it out.
We've been talking for almost an hour.
In closing, movie was very good. Probably better than it had any right to be, honestly. I was very happy with it. I enjoy it. I would watch this again. It's a fun movie. It's PG-13 is probably a bit too high of a rating. I'd say if this was a PG, it would have been
I would say
fine.
It's perfect because of the gore.
Probably, yeah, that's true. But even then, there really wasn't all that much.
They got away with a lot of stuff that would have made it R-rated, but because it wasn't directly shown.
Yeah, it's the classic cutaway gag. I hope to God they try to make the next one scarier. If it's not, that's fine. I still enjoy it. I like the direction they're going with it. I would say, if the Five Nights at Freddy's movie can get a good adaptation, there should be no more bad video game adaptations. You have no reason to.
No more Albert Wesker doing like the Matrix in a fucking white room.
Well, actually, that was out of the original Resident Evil game. I actually like those Resident Evil movies, even though they're absolutely terrible.
Borderline experimental.
Also, great thing how the movie ended. Living Tombstone. I will put a video
I forgot about that.
of me squeaking about it and singing bad because I don't sing good.
Oh my god. Oh my god! To play with us and he hasn't been alone. No, I know this song by heart, okay? Oh man, that was so good. What'd you think?
The fact that they...
I can't see you, you're dark right now.
But oh my god, I saw it on Twitter and I forgot and I heard it and I swear to God I would have started jumping for joy if anxiety didn't make me sit down.
Yeah, okay, so here's to close it. Just as Michael Afton said, he always comes back and I'm hoping that it does.
Michael Afton?
I'm stupid! I'm stupid!
William Afton!
Cut it here. Just cut it. Just cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Get out of here.
Got it!